Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Love Yourself Tarot. My name is Maria. Let's get into your 2026 yearly reading. So, this will be for my Scorpios, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. Before we get started, you can follow me at Love Yourself Tarot on Instagram and TikTok for short form videos. I may even put a few short form videos on the YouTube Shorts on this channel. Feel free to subscribe. And if you enjoy this reading, please give it a like and share with other Scorpios. Okay, let's get into it. So the yearly reading, this is how it's going to work. I'm going to do a 9-card spread for you, Scorpio. The first row of the first 3 cards will be the first 4 months of the year. Then the middle row will be the next 4 months. And then the last row will be the final 4 months of the year. And then I'm going to pull 1 card at the top that is your overall energy, kind of the theme, the energy of the year. And then at the bottom of the deck will be the thing you don't see coming, kind of a surprise energy that you can work with. All right, so let's get started. I like to light a little Palo Santo to get started and take a few deep breaths. So Scorpio, I acknowledge that there's a lot going on in the world right now. So you're taking a little time here for self-care, to get a reading, to get messages from the universe, and it's really precious. And so I want you to, that match was not having it. You know what? I have more. But you're taking some time for yourself, which is really important. I like to just have a little relaxing energy when I'm reading. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to settle in, get somewhere cozy, get some tea going. All right, so start taking those deep breaths. Scorpio, when you take in the deep breath, I want you to breathe in love and light. And when you exhale, you can let go of something that is no longer serving you. Okay? Just keep breathing for me. Keep breathing. Okay, breathe in. And exhale. All right, Scorpio. Let me go ahead and pull your cards here. All right, what is the energy for Scorpio? Sun, Moon, and Rising for 2026. Spirit guides, guardian angels, archangels, ancestors, spirit team. Through all of time, forward and backwards, and through all of space. Who has a message here? What is the overall energy in the beginning of the year for Scorpio? Working with the energies. Give a message here for Scorpio to see what's going to happen here in 2026. What is the overall energy for our water sign Scorpio? Wow, that flew out. Okay, wow. All right. Let's see, the beginning of the year. What is going to happen in the beginning of the year? Beginning of the year look like for Scorpio? It's funny, the cards are giving me a little resistance. So maybe there will be a little resistance for you in the beginning of the year, Scorpio. All right, there. Wow, okay, they all came out at once. There we go. So now we have the beginning of the year laid out here. Okay. Wow. Right, now we're on to the middle of the year. Can we do the middle of the year for Scorpio? Keep breathing deep for me, Scorpio. Just relax. We're tapping in. Okay, wow, we have the middle of the year. Now the end of the year for Scorpio. All right, there we go. Okay. Wow. All right. And then the bottom of the deck. Okay. So I'm just going to take a second here to look at everything and see what we're working with. So immediately, just looking at the landscape of all the cards together, I'm seeing that this year for you, Scorpio, is going to be kind of like a leap of faith. You're going to have to push yourself in a way that you haven't pushed yourself before. And it's going to feel scary or vulnerable, but you can do this, Scorpio. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very rewarding experience to put yourself in situations that make you a little uncomfortable or you're not familiar with. This year, you're going to put yourself out there, Scorpio, which I don't know if is, a normal way of you moving through the world. I know you're a water sign. I have Cancer in my moon and rising, so I have a lot of water in my chart. So I understand it can be an emotional journey being a Scorpio, but this is saying to put yourself out there in a way that you haven't before, which is really exciting, to be honest. Okay, so let's get into it. So overall energy is the Chariot. Wow. The Chariot is hee-haw. Woo! Let's go. Fresh out the gates. Swing it. I mean, like ready to rock and roll. This overall energy is like putting yourself out there. You're ready to go on adventures. This is the year where you stop saying you're going to do something and you fucking do it. That is badass, Scorpio. I love this energy for you. And, I think as a human, we can plan it. We can, talk about things. I'm going to do this. I'm going to travel here. I'm going to write that book. I'm going to do this thing. And sometimes we get so caught up in the practical everyday world. I get it. Like I said, there's a lot going on in the world right now. I get it. There are some practical things that need to be taken care of. And that's very important. But what's also important is honoring your true voice inside of you about how you want to move through the world and what you want to do with this life. And this is you saying, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to book that ticket. I'm going to write that book. I'm going to tell that person how I feel. Okay, this is very exciting energy, Scorpio. Wow. Whoa. All right. So now the beginning of the year, let's talk about it. So we have two princes, which would be knights. For those that are familiar with tarot, this would normally be the knights, but in this deck, they are princes. Okay, so we have two princes. One, the Prince of Wands, and one, the Prince of Pentacles. So we have fire and earth here. And then we have the major arcana, the Judgment in reverse. Let's talk about the beginning of the year, how these are all working together. So the fact that you have the knights, knights are movers and shakers. They like to work through the world and, kind of, move with air energy, right? Of like dream it. If you dream it, they'll do it. It's that kind of energy with knights, right? And what's interesting though is this prince. This is the stillest of all the knights. This is the stillest of all the princes. Earth energy. So yes, so you see this one wants to like leap and fly, and this one is kind of like spinning his wheels. And I think it's a little bit of both, meaning you're going to, like I said, that chariot energy, you want to take off. Literally, this friggin' prince is ready to like fly, has a lot of ambition, knows what they want, but this is going to require some planning. Okay, so I would work with these energies. Yes, you have this fire, this passion, but bring it back down to earth. How can you actually materialize it? How can you make it happen in the real world? So again, it's one thing to think it, which is beautiful. That's a great place to start. And I love this for you, Scorpio. But this is going to require some planning for it to actually happen in practicality. Okay. And then we have judgment in reverse. And I feel like you're going to want to do this. You're going to plan things out, and then you're going to pull back and be like, oh God, what am I doing? Back to that old mindset, that old limiting belief. Nah, Scorpio. Nah. Nah, we're not here for limiting beliefs. They're cleansing her. Okay? That person here is being cleansed. They're being, their thoughts are being washed away, the judgment. Everything that, you're holding on to gets washed away on Judgment Day, that kind of thing. But it's in reverse. And I think you're afraid to even look at the things that you're supposed to wash away in order to move forward. So Scorpio, if a limiting belief comes up as you're planning this big, bold year, okay, you may even already feel it. By the time these come out, it'll be early February. I started a little later because a lot of the astrological signs, there's going to be a big shift in mid-February. So the year of the horse hasn't even really kicked off. We're still like coming down from the year of the snake and still shedding our skin. So you're still growing the bravery to do this thing that you've been planning or wanting to do for a while. So just know, like, if that limiting belief comes up, hit it head on so it doesn't prevent you from doing what you want to do. I actually want to clarify judgment in reverse. Let's clarify this with my other deck here. I want to know what the limiting beliefs are. Now, if it comes out and Scorpio, you're like, this isn't really for me. It might be for another Scorpio. So just take what you like or leave the rest. But let's see, maybe we can clarify for a couple Scorpios here what these limiting beliefs are, or what the theme of the limiting beliefs are, to give you a little context. Let's get a little context. Judgment in reverse here, Spirit. Can we get a little context here on what these limiting beliefs could be for Scorpio? Yep, there it is. Oh my God. Clear as day. No shit. Okay, you're... You know, they like to say God has a sense of humor no matter what you believe, right? You can be an atheist even, and that, you know, just take it with a grain of salt as a saying, right? It doesn't have to be a religious saying. You know, God has a sense of humor. The universe has a sense of humor. Tarot sometimes has a sense of humor. When we're tapping into the spiritual world and getting messages here and guidance, I'm going to tell you why here in a second. So I'm clarifying this card with this deck, and then I'm pulling from another deck. Here's what I get. What are the limiting beliefs for Scorpio? Six of Wands in reverse. This is the victory card. You're scared of being victorious. You're scared of winning. You've gotten so used to not getting what you want, not dreaming big, that the dreaming big scares the shit out of you. We're not doing this small mind. Excuse me. Don't they know we're doing tarot? See, we're honking the horn. We're getting the alarm going. Nah, we're not doing that, Scorpio. No more limiting beliefs around success and victory. You deserve to have that. So that's for either all of my Scorpios listening or for some. The next card, the Star. You're afraid to be the center of attention. You're afraid to be the leading person in your own story. Fuck that. You've been putting other people on pedestals. No, this is your story and you're going to tell it the way you want to. Through co-creation with the universe. Dream big. The universe has your back. But you have to dream it and you have to put it out there. And then we're clarifying the judgment in reverse. This is why I laughed. I got the judgment in the upright from the other deck. Judgment on judgment. Look at this. So the reversal, like I said, you got to cleanse your soul. You got to wash away these limiting beliefs. So it's up to you. So the energy underneath has that you can wash away these limiting beliefs. You have the power, but it's up to you. But it's really limiting beliefs around success, being the star, being the one out there, showing your face, Scorpio. I feel like you've been, for some of my Scorpios, you've been behind the scenes, but you want to be the front man. So it could be like, hey, like just as an example, and again, if I say something that resonates, it's like you're working at a news station and you've been kind of working the stories from behind the scene or working the camera, but you want to be on camera delivering the news stories. It's like that energy. Get out there. You got this, Scorpio. Okay, so that's the beginning of the year. Now we have the middle of the year. Six of Cups. Satisfaction. I love the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. It's like my inner child card for tarot. It's such a beautiful card. This is getting in touch with what you really want, what you used to dream about as a child, making it a reality as an adult. I love this for you. Three of Wands in reverse. This is, Three of Wands is like possibilities. What's possible for me? It's in reverse, so I think you're going to struggle with, well, what do I even want anymore? I don't even know. I haven't dreamt big in so long. Scorpio, you're going to have to really think about it. But just because it doesn't come to you right away, keep thinking about it. It'll come to you in the middle of the year. And then we have Four of Pentacles, order. You know, the dominoes are going to fall in place. Boom, boom, boom. Things are going to happen in the order that they need to. So at first, if you feel like, this isn't, you know, even if you have this stroke of genius and you know what you want to do and it doesn't come to you right away, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Okay? Keep pushing for it. You're going to have to fight for it. Okay. Then we have at the end of the year, this is really interesting. So we got some conflicting energy, but I think we can figure out what it's saying. So we have strength, the strength card, major arcana. This bitch is next to a lion. Nothing's going to scare her, okay? Don't let any obstacles scare you, Scorpio, okay? Anything worth having, we're going to have to fight for it as humans, you know? It's going to take a little bit of energy here, so don't be deterred. We have the Seven of Swords. Now, I will say, Seven of Swords, it says uncertainty in this deck. Not all tarot decks have the word, but this one does. And I really like it because it kind of, you know, sets the tone. But Seven of Swords in tarot is the lying, cheating, stealing card. And I don't think, I mean, someone may literally lie to you, cheat, steal. I get that. That might happen to you. But what I'm picking up is don't lie to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Don't, you know, steal from yourself. Meaning don't sell yourself short. You're going to want to go backwards again to those limiting beliefs at the beginning of the year. And you're going to have to double down and move doubly forward. And say, you know, I really, really, really can't go backwards on this. And then lastly, the King of Wands in reverse, innovation. So again, if you take those few steps back, you're going to stifle your innovation. But you've gained all this strength. So, you know, this strength that you have to walk through the fire, you have to allow yourself to walk through the fire. And yeah, you might get a little burnt, Scorpio, but that's okay. You're going to survive this. And you're going to make it through to the other side. And how do I know this? Because at the bottom of the deck, okay, this is where it gets really exciting. The bottom of the deck, the thing that you don't see coming, the surprise energy, is the Two of Wands in reverse. So just like in the middle of your reading, we had the Three of Wands in reverse. Possibilities here. Two of Wands is trying to decide between two things. But guess what I'm hearing? You have multiple possibilities. Multiple avenues about how to achieve what you're trying to achieve. You're just going to not be sure which one to choose, but I'm going to tell you something. You might choose one way, it doesn't work, and then you're going to go another way. So don't, you know, the fact that you have all these possibilities coming up this year, avenues, ways of getting to what you want, that is so positive. So I love that you have this, okay? And I think that you're going to discover through this bravery of doubling down and betting on yourself and stop putting so much energy into other people, Scorpio. It's going to serve you so well. This is really beautiful energy, and I say go for it. This could be your fuck it year. I love that, Scorpio. Okay, now let's pull your angel card, your word of the year, the theme. Let's see what your angel card is. Oh, 2 jumped out. 2 flew out of my angel card, so you get 2 words. How exciting. Ooh. Okay, we have openness and, oh, sorry, let me put it this way. Openness and commitment. Beautiful. I love this. Look at that, openness and commitment. So, again, being vulnerably open to being like, you know what, I might fail, but I'm going to do it anyway. That kind of commitment is going to serve you so well this year, Scorpio. Double down, bet on yourself. And as long as we're investing in ourselves, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Even if you, quote unquote, fail, there's a lesson there. So this is the year you put yourself out there. You're going to do what you've been saying you're going to do maybe for the past couple of years, and you're going to actually do it this year. It's very exciting energy, Scorpio. You know, drop in the comments if any of this resonated or what that thing is that you're going to pursue. Please like the video if you enjoyed this reading. Subscribe to the channel. I will be posting future tarot videos, short form videos. Like I said, you can find pretty soon. I'm kicking off the new year, so in the next few weeks, some short form videos on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, I may even play around and do some ASMR videos on this channel. We'll see. I'm just kicking off the year and getting started. But thank you. I am humbled and honored to have read for you. And have a good one, Scorpio. Love and light.